What is up, y'all? It is your boy Benji, and we are back balling. We are back again with the Hoopcast, and I've got special guests today.
It's your boy Dan, back at it again.
And of course, it's your boy Ron right here, Ron the Don. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
All good, all good, all good. We're coming off an exciting weekend in hoops, especially in college basketball. Of course, we had the Final Four going on, men and women. And of course, for one, man, I know we made a lot of our predictions. Me and Ron definitely predicted UConn taking it another step further to the national championship. So, following the first game, most surprising game in the Final Four, UConn ended up losing to Arizona, who came ahead early and just ended up sealing the deal. What are y'all initial thoughts on that game?
Uh, well, if you want to start it, Ron, since you made a prediction first.
It was a shocker, bro. Like, now granted, I kind of tuned into the game kind of a little before halftime, but I seen UConn down by 11. I was like, I mean, granted, Arizona deserves to be where they are. There's a reason they were in the Final Four, but I'm thinking, UConn dominance and Paige Buecker, who's the AP Player of the Year, Big East Player of the Year, and the first freshman to be the AP Player of the Year. I thought they were not gonna dominate, but just like have a little larger margin than that. It just seemed as though like shocking, to be honest, man. Arizona balled out. The guard number 2, she was a beast, man. I thought I was looking at a Russell Westbrook with the speed going up and down the court, just getting buckets in a hurry. And overall, Arizona had a solid year.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like UConn kind of started off a little sluggish and slow. I believe at one point at halftime, Paige is about 3 for 8 from the field. The bigs are missing layups at the rim. So I'm like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Now, this one of them tournaments where anything can happen. I mean, you might have the name, the prestigious awards, and everyone knows, the notoriety of UConn and their women's basketball stature within a program. But, I mean, it seems like just the Bearcats came to play. So I was like, hey, I was surprised as everyone, and this kind of just, let everyone know that, like, not only does the men game change and anything can happen that, the powerhouses go down, but this is just a representation of the women's is just the same. Everyone kind of had their, coins on UConn winning. They thought they were going to be, let's say, 30-1, but hey, as you can see, things happen, things change. Momentum, I feel like, was the biggest thing for me, but it was shocking for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thoughts on it. I'm a big Husky fan. Like, been a big Husky fan since like the Maya Moore era, Jim Calhoun era. So this was kind of before they established their dominance, like low key. And to see UConn fall, like I was expecting them to go all the way, 31, just like Ron said. Um, UConn was kind of young. Don't get me wrong; they'll be back. UConn's going to be back. I will tell you that right now. Paige, oh my goodness, she's a walking bucket highlight reel. And apparently another top recruit supposed to be committing to UConn. Forgot exactly who it is. Uh, but I will say though that starts in basketball games can define everything. Like for real. If you start off really slow and you get yourself down double digits, it's tough to overcome them because the other team basically already has a lot of momentum, like coming along their way. And so, like you said, to see them down by 11, and I saw the halftime score, they were down double digits. I was shocked. But it's like you still got 2 quarters to go. Like you said, you got the National Player of the Year on the Huskies, and you got a team that's been winning basically all year long. So to see this happen, it was a shocker. But like I said, they'll be back. Paige is going to win Player of the Year again, calling that too. And next year, they're coming for the championship and they're not going to lose. Calling that right now.
Ooh,
Okay.
spicy. And I gotta agree with what you said. At the end of the day, basketball is a game of runs. You can even see from the clips here, but essentially, like you said, the UConn started off real slow, and that's kind of how these games can go. It's one and done. All it takes is somebody to have a bad game and another team to come out with them vendetta. Uh, it's very hard to bounce back, especially when you kind of have that momentum going as a unit, because obviously a team like UConn, you're the team to beat. You're the team that everyone's going to make sure that they try to bring their A game against. So it's extremely tough to try and go ahead and bounce back once a team's already going to have that aggression and that energy built up for you. So you got to kind of come every game with a chip on your shoulder, and it's kind of tough to generate that from the, I guess, the team that everyone wants to beat from their standpoint. It's hard to kind of generate that kind of animosity, that will to play every game, because especially when you get on a roll, that's when I feel like it's a lot harder to win games, just because you get on a roll, you're so used to winning. Sometimes you can kind of slip a little bit and think that just because you are winning these games, you are receiving success, you feel like you can kind of dig yourself out of holes. You feel like you don't have to go quite as hard because everything starts to seem like it's real easy for you. So I think that's just something that ends up happening a lot of times, just because what you typically see during a period in which you're winning a lot of games. So I definitely think that's something that happens a lot in the NCAA, specifically when the tournaments when you're one and done. But kind of like you said, it seemed like they kind of kicked it into high gear towards the end of the game, and like I said, wasn't just quite as unified as Arizona was. At the end of the day, that they ended up taking that W. So I think that was a big one. It did kind of rattle my bracket. I really did see Paige and UConn taking it to the championship game, but
Chemistry, I would say though, if I could add that, it does come into play. Like I said, Paige is only a freshman already playing like this, and the team is only going to get better. Coach Gino is an absolute monster. I'd say perhaps the greatest women's basketball coach in the history of women's college basketball. I will say that. And like I said, he always has tricks up his sleeve. So he's coming back. And that's where it's like he's going to have a whole new game plan, develop his players better. Paige has 3 more years.
yeah.
3 more years.
And
Unless she declares for the WNBA, but I think she's going to play out all 4 of her years because UConn is just so prestigious and they've always been near the top. Like how many Final Fours have they been to consecutively? Like over double digits. So chemistry was an issue, I'd say, at the start of the game. Arizona capitalized on it, and they just maintained all the control in the world. That's all I got to say.
I agree with you. And even like you said, Paige coming back next year, honestly, essentially the whole team's coming back next year. I don't believe they had one senior on that roster. So they're very young, but I'm sure they'll easily learn from their mistakes. And I think as well, kind of, you see things like this kind of COVID, everything that's going on, sometimes making an adjustment to the game plan, because that national tournament kind of receiving that backing from those fans that watch you play the whole season, in person sometimes can get you going a little bit early, add a little bit extra juice and flavor to the game. So without having all that extra chaos going on in the stands, sometimes, like I said, it's a little bit easier to kind of lose focus or kind of lose that hype for the game, especially as a young team.
True, man. I agree with both of you guys. I've even seen, I think I want to say maybe Stephen A or some ESPN like reporter, they were comparing her to Stephen Curry.
Bro, she's cold.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I'm like,
jumper, release, handles, vision on the court.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Daniel. My fault.
I was just gonna say she has the whole package.
And I think me and Ben noticed this last week. We were saying like, let me know if I'm wrong, but just her poise as a freshman to kind of come in there so under control and just like, she just like sees the game at a pro level and just like, she doesn't play like a freshman. We can all agree to that. Like she just like, it's always almost as if she's a senior. She's kind of been there, done that. So it's just like when she transitioned from the high school level to college, it just like was a easy transition almost. I mean, like you said, I'm pretty sure Gino kind of, tweaked a few things, definitely like refined some skills and development. But I just feel like, that's just natural, man. She's kind of just going back or just picking back up from like the high school season. That's what it looks like she's doing to me. So, she's definitely a pro in the future.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like I said, I think she's better than me, man. Just like you said, the way she reads the game on the court, you can tell she's just on a different pace and speed than everybody. But she's extremely versatile. Like I said, she's 6 foot 1, 2, 3, can do it all. And she can score from all different levels to get to the rim. She's posting up smaller guards. She's hitting the mid range extremely well. She gets to the mid range, creates space, and shoots over defenders all day long, and uses her length and size over the smaller guards. And she's crafty defensively as well. She uses her lane. She slides her feet. She gets some passing lanes. I could only imagine, the growth and development of, what she might become in the next couple of years. Put that chip on her shoulder. As she loves up. Matter of fact, I think the girl that she works out quite frequently with her. She's a point guard as well. I think you said is coming to UConn. I don't want to butcher her name, but I think the two of them possibly coming together. I see a lot of clips of them working out and training together. So I think, maybe that extra push, could definitely put Paige in a position to be great as well, and possibly alleviate her a little bit more responsibility, I think, from the guard spot, and maybe allowing her to score a little bit more, facilitate a little bit more, or whatever the case, or just get a little bit of the light off her, so she doesn't have to quite do as much for the team, or has so much pressure on her, but they can function a little bit better as a unit. And I think, like I said, them being so young, they'll just take a little bit more time to gel everything together. Everyone being great, they'll be good. But I gotta salute Arizona and the way they played. Amazing, amazing, amazing team. They're gonna be one. They're gonna be one that's gonna be tough to beat as they move forward with everything for sure.
Only thing I'm gonna say though, only thing I'm gonna say, every UConn great on the women's side that came through the program has won at least one national championship. At least. So Paige and the other guard working together in that backcourt, keep in mind, every single great has won at least one championship. So all I got to say.
I agree with you there.